Welcome to Python MDAS calculator. If I enter the number here, I can click on maybe add. There you get the total. Let's say we select subtract, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, and floor division. There. I can also reset and exit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you straight into development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's start by clicking on new project. Okay, I'm going to start by importing the following from Tinker. Let's import all of the components that we need, and I will also import Tinker dot message box. There. I will then create a class. Okay, let's come down here and create a class, and this class I'm going to name it, let's say MDAS underscore for beginners, and enter a column. Then I will then define my own function, and there say underscore initialize underscore self dot, that should be comma, self dot root. So that is going to be the name of my function. So I'm going to get rid of this. The root is the name of the function there. And let's come down here and just say self dot root equals whatever the name I want. So I'm going to call it root, and I'm also going to give it a title, self dot title, root dot title. There we go. And the root, I'm just going to call it MDAS calculator. There, that's the name. Let's say self dot root dot geometry, and my geometry I'm going to go for, let's say 1000 for the width times 400 plus, that's the height is 400, and the coordinate is going to be 0 by 0, or let's just make it 120 by 120, and we'll see how that looks like. If we don't like it, we just change it, close that up there. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to create a frame. I'll call the frame, this is how you create your frame widget. Frame 1 equals the main frame. So, and that is the widget. If you notice, the widget is of the F is of uppercase, and I'm going to say self dot root comma, let's get it padded on the x-axis by 20, and I'm also going to add a border equals, let's make that about 16, and the width, I want to make the width about 600 comma, and the height, let's go for approximately 300 by, okay, let's say ref equals, I like it to be rigid. There, close that. And this first frame of mine, I'm now going to say frame 1 dot get, let's say get grid, and it's going to be inside rule equals 0, the column equals 0 as well. There. Now I can just copy all of these to create my other frames. So the next frame underneath, I'm going to call that frame 01. and frame 01 is going to be 1. Then the other frame, let's call that frame 2 and frame 3. So let's change this to 2, and this is going to be frame 3 there. Now what is left for us to do is to change this row to 1, and there we go. But just before I continue, I'm just going to round it up there. Okay, I can now go to file and save it. Let's see, let's get the name here and just save it as MDAS beginner. Save as, and let's look for my desktop, and where is my, there we go, paste it right there. Just give it a name. That's the name. Let's run it and see. Run there. That is how it looks like, but I will want this one down a little bit more. Okay guys, so let's continue. Close that. Now the next thing we want to do is, let's come in here and right underneath here, I'm going to declare the following variables. Right, those are the variables I intend to use, but these two variables here, I'm going to set the value to equals nothing. So let's say dot set equals nil, and repeat the same thing for the other one, because I don't want anything in those two. Right, now the next thing we want to do is to create the following widgets. So I'm going to say self dot lbl first number. Now I'm going to use, okay, let's just call that equals label frame 2. Okay, and frame 2 itself is going to have a text. The text value is going to be enter first number. Right, close that, comma, and the font, let's change the font. Okay, set the font to about, I'm going to go for Arial, wrong spelling, Arial, comma, let's go for 14 and make that bold. There we go. Close that, and let's add bg equals 12. Now let's close this up or round it up. Come right down here, self dot grid equals row 0 0 column 0. All right, copy that, paste that in here, there, and that is my very first one. So I'm just going to copy this. Just before that, let's say strictly equals west. Okay, if I decide to run that, this is what you guys will see. There we go. You see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy that and just run it so that you guys can see the second one, and I'll change it all around. Come down here, paste, and I'm going to need another one for my answer, and the answer is going to be on row 2. This will be on row 1, and there will be text boxes in between. So let's run this and see how it's going to look like. No, cancel that. Let's change this one to enter second number. Enter second number, and this one is going to be answer or result, or whatever I want to call it, or show results. Right. Okay, we would still need to change the names though. I'll be changing the names later on, so let's just run it and see. This is what we get. Only 2 of them has shown up. Let's see the other one. We have 0. Oh, this one should be 1. Now run it again. And there, guys. Right. that's looking fine. So the next thing is just for us to change the name. So this one is going to be second number, second here, and the other one is results. Okay, now let's create text box. I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, that is for the very first one. Okay, just copy those ones around, but let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about there. So for the second one, I've copied that, come right down here, paste, and paste this one right here. So all I need to do is change this one to 2 and this one will become 1. The same thing applies to this very one. This one becomes 1 and that becomes 1. So let's run it and see. There we go, guys, look at that. So let's come back down here. Now what we want to do is we need to add, just change the names. Okay, I'm going to speed that up. Okay, let's create radio buttons here, right here. So what I'm going to do is right underneath here, let me create my very first radio button. I'll call it self.r1. r1 equals radio button. That's the very first one. So r1 is going to be inside frame 1. And comma, the text content on r1, let's say that equals shall we say addition, yeah, there, and just enter a comma there and just say variable in this case is the value, comma, and r1 value is going to be equals to 1. Okay, now let's go for the font, copy all of these, paste it right there. Now what is, let's say comma, let's get it padded. Padding equals, no, let's say y equals 6 and x-axis padding equals maybe about 5 and say grilled dot, that will be 0. Okay, that's a rule 0. Yeah, it's going to be inside column 1 anyway, so rule 0. Yeah, there we go. And one more thing, let's get it to strictly west there. Okay, I'm going to try it out, but before I try it out, I think this one is wrong. That should be 01 and this is lowercase b. So let's run it and you guys see, then we can speed it up from there. There we go. You see the radio buttons? Now let me increase that. I'm going to copy and just paste, copy, paste and paste and paste. I'll just fix that and get back to you guys. Alright, this is how the lines of codes looks like now. Okay, there we go. So let's run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. Right there, look at that, right there. So the last thing to do is let's add a button here. So close that, scroll right down, and underneath here I'm going to add the buttons. And right there, guys, I had to speed that up. That's the button right there. So if I run it, this is what you guys will see there. Okay, nothing is happening right now. Let's take care of those buttons. So, but before we can start, we need to write some functions. Okay, that's just like a comment there. We just call that function and line across. Alright, the next thing I'd like to do now is let's add my function here. Right. Okay, so that's the button, and right here underneath here I'm going to call my function, let me just call it add. There, that's my function there. And I'm going to then use an if statement. If value dot get equals 1, then I'm going to declare a local variable, then f equals float first number dot get parenthesis, and let's close that up. Now I'm going to float the second number, and the second number will be s, and change this one to second number. Right. Okay, we're creating another variable, so this time around that's going to be r. R will represent, let's say, something like result. So f plus s equals that, and let's say result itself dot set equals r. There, that's the very first function. But you see this result, we need to be able to call that. So let's come to my right here. I already have first number there for the text box. Okay, that's the result, so that should become result release, now first number. Remember, I copied it and I did not change that. So the variable that will be taken in will be first number. And look at this one, second number, that's going to be the variable for this very one, will be second number. Result, second number, and this one is first number. Right, that's fine. Okay. Well, I'm not going to need total, I'm just going to use results, get rid of total. So those are the 4 variables I intend to use. Okay, now let's come right down here where we're taking care of our function. So the next one is I'm going to use else if. I might as well just copy this, press enter, and that's else if. If it's 2, if the value is 2, then this will become subtraction. Right, sub, let's copy, and this next one, that is that, and that will be multiplication. Okay, now let's say that's division. Right. Okay, the next one, that is going to be the modulus. So I'll just change this to that. Now, followed by exponential times, and finally I think that's called floor division, so that is going to be there, double, bring that up. Right, now supposing we have the numbers, we need to change the numbers really. This is 1, 2, and this one will be 3. The value there is 3, this is 4, and we have 5, 6, 7. So this is 7 here, and instead of, okay, let's just use else here. Let's just end it with else, and I'm going to get rid of this. Okay, that's number 7. Right, yeah, it will work the same way. That's number 7 there. Okay, if I run it now, let's run it and see how it's going to look like. Save. That's supposed to be a column. Okay, let's try it again one more time. Okay, we have an error somewhere. Second numbered lowercase. So second number, I have it as lowercase, some uppercase somewhere here, right there. That should have been lowercase. Let's give that a try again. Alright, let's say we select that and enter whatever value in there. Okay, it's now working because I haven't called. I need to call that very function. Scroll right down. The function is called add. Okay, I have to call that in here. So let's come right in here. Let's say command equals add there. Let's run it now one more time. Enter whatever there. Okay, it's working, but it's wrong answer. Let's we need to select something. Yeah, that's fine, and next. Right, that is fine. Okay. All right, it's working as we expect. There, that is fine, guys. Now let's take care of the reset button. In the case of the reset button, I'm just going to, let's say, call that reset. Right, then that will be first number and second number and the result. So I can copy all of these and just change things around, paste it there, get rid of all of these, and this, maybe these has to go, these go as well. Alright, that's fine, and this become S here. There, the first one is taken care of. Take care of the other one. Paste, and finally this one there. So that is my reset button taken care of. Okay, I've also taken care of the exit. I just had to speed that up. So here I'm going to add the commands. Let's add as follows. The first command, this is for reset, so, and that's the name of it right there. Copy that, paste that there, reset, enter a comma there, and this one is known as I exit. The command here, I exit. So I'm going to copy all of this, paste it right there. So, and there we go. So that is the exit, reset, and I've also called them within each buttons right there. Okay, so let me just take it up and you guys can have a good look at the codes. Bring it down a little bit. These are the widget, the radio buttons, functions. I carried out the various calculation, and reset, exit, and the buttons Then we have this is how I actually end the program. So I'm going to run it now, and you guys see how it looks like. So let's enter a value here, select addition, select subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, exponential, and there. So guys, with that, I'm gonna call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it. You all have a nice day now. Bye for now.